All right. Now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody. Networking, web scraping with Python. Exercise your links. All right. So let's go on over there. Here, how about that? And there we go. Make sure we've got our handy dandy text editor out. I could have had this plan. I have ducking set to where you can hear me. So
Hello,
we've got
everybody.
this,
Welcome
and
to
here we
Python
go.
For everybody, we're going to do a little bit of sample code. If you're interested in getting the sample code, you can download this zip here at pythonforeverybody.com, materials.php, and you will download and you will get all the files, and all the files that I'm looking at here. And so the one I'm going to play with today is the file called urllinks.py. So the first thing you got to do before urllinks.py.
I was tripping before I hit record on this. I was thinking, why have I seen this before? Because I did this in rehearsal, but rehearsal was yesterday and whatever. Getting old memories, getting weird. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to create this file, urllinks.py. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to be inside of this internet algorithms file that we made, folder that we made yesterday. And we will add the file here, boom. And we will call it urllinks.py. urllinks.py. Boom. All right, so now we've got a fresh one. So let's put these comments on here because they're important and they tell us what to do. So let's do comment 1, comment 2, skip line 3, comment 4, comment 5, comment line 6. How about let's say line? Let's put some spaces in. Why not? There we go. So to run this, we can install BeautifulSoup. Okay, it's going to be at hypertext transfer protocol secure pythonpi.python.org, whatever that is, org /py. Pipey? I don't know. BeautifulSoup, BeautifulSoup 4. Boom. That looks great. Is that great? Yeah, it's great enough. Great enough. Or download the file. And then we'll do, let's just grab this part. Even though it probably would have been quicker to type it. www.py4e.com/bs4.zip. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. But we'll get into that. That was a spoiler. And we're going to unzip it in the same directory as this file. There we go. All right, so we got that done. Let's do the next part. We're going to import urllib request. So we've already got this part right here on URL words. Let's grab this one. So we've got this right here. It's already highlighted for me. But highlight this, come over here, and let's drop this on line 8. Boom. Pardon me. All right, so now let's say from BS4, we're going to import BEAUTIFUL soup. All right, let's put import SSL. All right, the secure something. I don't remember what that actually fully stands for. Let's bring this up a little bit and drop it down a little. All right. That's line 10, skip 11. Come down here. We're going to have a comment. We'll ignore SSL certificate errors. Okay. We're going to do ctx equals ssl.create underscore default underscore context. Like that. All right. ctx.check hostname. It's already there for us. Now this is going to equal false with a capital F. All right. And then we're also going to have ctx.verify mode right there. And that's going to equal ssl.cert none right there. All right. So this is all stuff that even the text editor knows needs to happen. All right, so that's where we are right now in the video. Let's have him talk about some stuff, and he'll walk us through how to get this thing going on, this beautiful soup. All right, so let's go.
.py works is you have got to install BeautifulSoup, and I've got some simple instructions at the beginning of the file. And so one way to do it is install it using Python install process to install this BeautifulSoup for all Python applications. And if you are the owner of your computer and you're going to use BeautifulSoup a lot, it's a fine idea to do that. But I want to show you a simpler way that if you don't own your own computer and you just want to make it so that BeautifulSoup works, you can download this file right here, BeautifulSoup.
All right, and that's what we're going to do. Let's go grab it. I already grabbed it yesterday in rehearsal, but I'll grab it twice. You know, you can grab it how many times you want, right? All right, so let's go here. We're going to press escape, and let's come over to this thing. Let's grab this py4e on line 5, and then let's drop it off yonder. And you can see it showed up in my Chrome thing just like that, real easy. Oh, I deleted it yesterday. Okay, that's what's up. All right, so now this is here. We're going to go visit it over here in the, whatever this is, downloads, right? And so we're going to come up one, and you can see it's got the little zipper on it. So we're going to unzip it. We'll say unzip. Where you at? Where does it say? Extract all. That's the same thing. Extract all. Let's put it in this same folder, the py4e one that we got. So mine is over here in desktop, but I can see a path in my mind by saying EX09, clicking that, going up one, and then going into internet algorithms like that, and selecting the internet algorithms from it. All right, extract it. Boom. So now we've got the these three things, and we've got BS4, and we've got this, which I guess that's something that happened in the future, and he doesn't know about it in this video. So what we're going to do now is check this thing out, and we can see we've got BS4 and SoupSieve right there. All right. So now that we've got this, let's go watch some more video and see what we've got to do next. Boom, boom.
4.zip, unzip it, and put it in the same folder as here. And so if you look in this folder, I have a subfolder called BS4, and that's the unzipped version of this. And it has these things. I didn't write this code, so I'm sorry if the name is bad, but this is the code to BS4, and this is what's in BS4.zip, and it's in the same folder as urllinks.py. And so what happens is when you do this from BS4 import BeautifulSoup, that either can go to sort of this global magic place that Python installs stuff and pulls in the BeautifulSoup object.
There's no magic.
Or it can go to the folder BS4 and pull it in. Okay? And so that's how that works. So you have to do one of these two things. I prefer to keep it simple. Download and unzip this file and put it in the same folder.
And that's what we just
did. As this code, and away you go.
That's what we did.
So from the previous example, we're going to use urllib, of course, and then we're going to pull in the BeautifulSoup. From the BeautifulSoup 4 library, we're going to get the BeautifulSoup object. Now, if you do this with SSL, if these websites we're going to play with have SSL, you pretty much have to do this little hack. And these 3 lines, don't worry too much about it. The whole idea, you can do Google on Stack Overflow and figure this out.
They say hack, but, you know, at this point, when he says hack, or any of these guys say hack, it's just workarounds. It's just a way to work around the thing, whatever. All right. So we already wrote this. So now let's write this stuff here, and then we'll finish it up when he scrolls up. So let's go and do that. Right meow. Right meow. Right meowsers. All right. Boom. 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 15. Sure. We're on 17. Go down 2. Like thus, URL now equals input. We're going to put in here enter hyphen space. Looks great. HTML now equals, and then we're going to go URL library. All right. Dot request. All right. So we've got the request thing. Dot URL open. So the open thing. All right. And so now we're going to put in here URL as the URL in the open. We're going to put context equals CTX, which we'll get into that. I didn't catch it the first time in rehearsal, but hopefully I'll understand it this time. Maybe not. So there's that dot read, and then we'll say soup now equals BeautifulSoup, and then we're going to put HTML, comma. We're going to have the quotes HTML dot parser, whatever that is. I don't know. We'll see what that is too. All right, let's go.
But this is the way that you ignore errors when you have SSL certificate errors. And so we have to add this.
And yeah, I went over this in ChatGPT yesterday. It's not really worth looking at. It's just some way that some guy figured out a long time ago. All right. Whenever it was clearly a long time ago. This was made in 2016. Let's get out. No,
parameter con.
Let me grab this, open this, and go find that ChatGPT real quick. Give me a second. Here we go. Here we go. Nope, can't find it. Anyway, whatever. So I asked ChatGPT about it yesterday, what this stuff is, and it's just some stuff that's a workaround that works. I don't know. He doesn't go into it. ChatGPT could go into it. We could look. I'm gonna bust out some C ChatGPT right here, and we're gonna come over here to the code, and we're gonna grab this. We're going to say, explain in a simple manner these 3 lines of Python. There we go. Okay. 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 And so there it is. We've got the first one. CTX equals SSL.create default context. This line creates an SSL context, which is a set of configurations used to establish secure connections, like HTTPS. It's like setting up the rules for how secure communications should work. Okay, so this is setting up some rules. Okay. CTX.check hostname equals false. This tells the program not to verify the host name of the server when making a connection. Whose host name? Their host name? Okay. Normally SSL checks that the website we're connecting to matches its certificate. Setting this to false skips that check. Okay, so this skips seeing if the certificate is matching. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that word. Anyway, whatever. That seems very dangerous. But I guess like we're going to Chuck's site, but was Chuck's site compromised from then till now? You know, that's a huge question. That's a huge question you should be asking yourself. And I'm asking myself right now, was it compromised between then and now? And who knows if it was or wasn't? And you just tinfoil hat. No, bro. It's a thing. Now, I bet Chuck Severance has built up a lot of favor in the community to where his name still may command a tiny bit of respect, if not a lot. But that doesn't matter to China. That's just the truth. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't matter to China, though. It doesn't matter. We're all enemy combatants to them, in my mind. I don't know if that's true, but it might be true. True. Now, I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me on that. That's just something I have picked up over the years and maybe Mandela affected into my head. Maybe it's not the case. Maybe China's real cool and it's the local governments that say that China sucks. I don't know. You can't trust nobody these days. What happened yesterday? The little somebody they haven't figured it out yet. They have a pretty good idea who did it, but somebody tampered with the supply chain and put explosives in consumer electronics and set them off simultaneously. This happened like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. That's how dated this is. And you can't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody. But God, you can trust God. Because God is terrifyingly fair. Terrifyingly fair. What goes up? I mean, he's the one that made gravity. If you don't think that gravity is fair, then you're crazy. If you don't think physics are fair, if you don't think the trade-offs between this and that are fair, then you're a bananazord. Yes, these are very fair trade-offs. You act bad, you get bad. You act good, you get good. You don't act good and get bad. That's stupid. Who does that? When does that ever happen? When do you ever hand somebody $1 and they hand you a punch in the face unless you said, punch me in the face for $1? Never. Unless you're dealing with somebody crazy and they were going to punch you anyway. Anyway, so here we go. That's what that does. Welcome to the Code Man S channel. Yeah. CTX.verify mode equals SSL.cert none. Okay. This tells the program not to verify the SSL certificate of the server at all. Normally, SSL verifies that the server's certificate is valid, trusted by an authority. Setting this to cert none means don't bother verifying the certificate. We know who this is. In summary, these lines essentially disable all SSL security checks, allowing the connection to proceed even if the server certificate or host name is untrusted. This can be useful for testing or dealing with self-signed certificates, but is risky in production because it makes the connection insecure. That's what it sounded like. Okay. So we are testing and we are, I don't know about that, but we are testing. So that's what we're doing. We'll keep that and let's go.
Context equals CTX, which is this variable that we create. So this part and this part sort of just do them. If you don't, you can take them out actually. But otherwise you won't be able to do HTTPS sites. So let's take.
Okay. Anyway, so there's that. Let's also get it to explain this. I know what this is, and I don't know what this is, and I don't know what this is. So let's get ChatGPT to tell us that. Because look, I watched this video yesterday, and I still don't know what this stuff is. So clearly, maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. How would I know? Right? Because if I'm an idiot, how would I know I'm an idiot? Because I'd be stupid, you know? So I can't tell. That being said, and you can't trust anybody, so how can you know? You cannot know if you're an idiot or not. It's impossible. So that being said, let's check this. But I do know that yesterday I watched this video and I still don't know what this is. So let's get this code and let's put it in ChatGPT and let's find out what this actually means. All right, so let's come down here to this. Hey, what's going on, Jay? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will. Thank you. So yeah, let's get this and let's throw it over here in ChatGPT.
Take a look at what we're doing.
Whoa. ChatGPT. All right. Do the same for this. All right. Let's see what this is. So we've got URL input equals enter. I knew what this is. This is the line that asks the user. It's a lot easier to read it though, right? Instead of think about it, right? I knew what this was. No, anyway. This line asks the user to input a URL. Whatever the user types is stored in the URL variable. For example, if the user enters blah, URL will contain that value. All right. Okay. So yeah, if we put this in, the URL will be that. Okay. Awesome. So it's just a, basically it's an interactive variable that we can enter whatever we want at that point in time. All right, great. HTML equals urllib.request.url open. Then we've got URL context equals ctx.read. Let's see what this is. This line opens the URL the user entered. Okay, so this is where example.com is going to go. And then we've got this argument here. The context equals CTX part tells it to use the SSL context we defined earlier. Okay, so this context equals CTX. Context equals this CTX, which we did this to, and we did this to, right? Because this is this property of CTX. CTX has this hostname, check hostname property, and we set it to false. CTX has this verified mode property, and we set it to SSL.cert none. That's actually, there we go. Actually, look, check that out. We're actually moving, huh? That's cool. All right, so let's come back over here. So now we've set context to CTX. So the context of this URL open call is CTX, which is this, a false on check hostname, and a verified mode cert none. Okay, great. All right, so great. This goes so deep. This is another branch too, this SSL.cert none. So this is SSL.cert none. I wonder what is that, like creating an object inside of SSL? I don't know. I don't know. It's getting a little deep. All right, so then it reads, okay, hold on. So this line this one with the context opens the URL, and then the context equals CTX part tells it to use the SSL context we defined earlier. So the none and all that, which has all the security checks disabled. All right, so that's what we did earlier. It then reads the contents of the web page and stores the HTML data in the HTML variable. Okay, so all the HTML. Okay, so there we go. I mean, it's just an easy way to, it's just the way, I should say, to get all the HTML from a specific web page. Yeah, just a web page, not the whole website. All right, cool. Okay, and then soup equals BeautifulSoup, and then we've got HTML as the first argument in HTML parser. So this line takes the HTML content from the web page stored in HTML, and so this HTML is this HTML, and parses it using BeautifulSoup. Okay, so BeautifulSoup makes it easy to work with and navigate the HTML so we can extract or manipulate data from the web page. So what is this? HTML.parser. What's the HTML.parser in the BS call? Bro, come on. Is it because of the BS? Are you that scared of profanity, Altman? All right, there we go. The HTML.parser in the BeautifulSoup call specifies the parser that BeautifulSoup should use to analyze and parse the HTML content. HTML.parser. This is a built-in parser provided by Python's standard library. It's a basic pure Python HTML parser that's part of the HTML module in Python. It's not the fastest or most powerful, but it works well for most simple HTML parsing tasks. So this is something built into Python's standard library. Okay. So we're telling BeautifulSoup to parse, using this, we're doing parse the HTML content. Of course, that's what it said. We're going to use the Python's built-in dot parser to convert raw HTML into, well, let's do it. You know what? Let's do let's be real cool and smart, and let's come down here And let's say print soup. Souped soup. All right, let's save it. Let's run this thing. Why not? Let's go over here to Reveal in File Explorer. Open it here with the CMD. URL links right there. Let's go to the beginning, home. Right. What are we saying here? What are we saying here? Python, of course. Enter. Enter. All right. Let's do www.example.com. Aha! There we go. All right. So we got a problem at line 18. Let's see what that could possibly be. 18 right here. Okay. What's the problem? You know what? I don't know what the problem is. You know what we're going to do though? Wait, no, we probably typed it wrong, huh? Let's go over to ChatGPT. Why's this code giving this trace back? Let's come over here. Let's grab the trace back. Boom. Ah! Of course. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Let's put HTTPS in front of example.com. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do it the right way? All right, let's come back over to the command line. Try it yet again. HTTPS www.example.com. Tashabow! There we go. Okay, so we said what we wanted to do, what we made the code do was print soup. So we're printing BeautifulSoup HTML parser. Okay, so here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks great. That looks like great HTML. That looks just like HTML, doesn't it? Except for it's got the styles on it already. What's up? Oh, because it's example.com. Let's go to codemans.org. Run it. HTTPS, please. Yes. www.codemans.org. Haha, that is it. That's my HTML. Great. Great. I have JavaScript on my page. So. Oh, yeah. I learned that from FreeCodeCamp. Uh-huh. Actually, I got the bulk of my learning from codewars.com. Much better site. I wish they would pay me. I wish everybody would pay me. Wish, wish, wish upon a star. Okay, so that's what that is. So it parses the HTML and makes it look great. All right, looks fantastic. Let's come over here. All right, so that's what that part does. Where are we with the video? All right, so let's have them scroll down even more. Is this the end of it, though? We'll see.
Other than dealing with the HTTPS problem. Going to ask the user for a URL. We are going to retrieve all the HTML. We're going to do a URL open, just like we did before. Now this would return us something we could loop through line by line with a for loop, but instead we're going to say, hey, read the whole thing. And that basically returns us the entire document at that web page in a single big string with new lines at the end of each line. And this is not an Unicode, but it's probably a UTF-8 string. But it turns out BeautifulSoup knows how to deal with UTF-8, and it also knows how to deal with Unicode strings. So what we're saying is BeautifulSoup, read through and deal with all the nasty bits, right? So HTML is like very, very flexible. So drchuck.com/page1 HTML. And so if we take a look at the source of this, view page source, make this bigger, you know, you might be able to do regular expressions, but it does things like break stuff across lines. There could be a line break here. There could be all kinds of things, right? And so writing, you know, regular expressions or splits or whatever is really hard for HTML. And so what we do is someone has written this. It's called BeautifulSoup. And it's basically, this is the code, and it's based on a joke from a children's story. It basically, someone has just went through and figured out all the bad things that could possibly happen when you're reading and parsing HTML. So either you use it, or you will slowly but surely derive all the things that it doesn't work. And so,
well, what he
this line right here,
what he just said. Okay, this is the thing that didn't make any sense. The thing he said, it sounded better in his brain. Basically, what he just said was, if we were to work on HTML from scratch and never use BeautifulSoup, at some point, all of the workarounds that we would make would match every workaround that's already in BeautifulSoup. So somebody already got all the workarounds done and slapped them in a little file and said, "Here you go, chumps. Thank me, praise me, think I'm great." And thanks, man, for real, because I don't want to do it. So yeah, there we go. So that's basically what's going on. This guy, whoever made this, cool guy at Crummy. Okay. Why can't you guys just be normal? I guess it takes everybody. Let's go.
It doesn't work. And so
it takes a village. Like
when we look at this line right here, this line at a high level is saying, we're giving you ugly, nasty HTML that could make no sense whatsoever. Please read it and have all the brains that you have and all the weird stuff. Figure that out for us and give us back an object. I happen to call it soup. You don't have to call it soup. An object, and that is a proxy for that HTML. But this soup object is clean. And so what we can do, is we can
saw that. Let's actually do a print on HTML to see what it would look like before we do the BeautifulSoup. Okay, so here's what my site looks like without the BeautifulSoup. Let's come over here and let's say print HTML, right? Print HTML, boom. Save it, let's run it. What was it? Codemanis.org. Okay, good. www.codemanis.org. Let's run it. Yeah, that's trash. And that's what the HTML really looks like. And so we slap BeautifulSoup on it, and so it does make the make it a heck of a lot better. I wouldn't say perfect. It's not text editor perfect, but it is a lot better than this gobbledygook. Right? I mean, right, of course. No, there's no comparison. All right, so let's go back to the video. Okay.
And sort of retrieve all the anchor tags. So we can talk to this object and say, ask it, give me the anchor tags. What's an anchor tag? Well, if we take a look at the source,
an anchor tag
is the A through the /A. That is the tag. It is the tag. It is attributes that are on the tag. It is the text within the tag.
True.
And everything. And so that's what we're going to get. Now, I called it tags plural, not...
What is going on here? Ace Ventura in Middle Earth 7 days ago. Should we watch that? It's got 551,000 views. This has to be worth watching for 3 minutes. Anyway, we'll do that later. What?
Not because plural matters at all, but because we're going to get a list tag. It is the text within the tag.
Yes.
And everything. And so that's what we're going to get. Now, I called it tags plural, not because plural matters at all,
but because we're making a for loop.
Tags, because even though this web page has lots and lots of tags, if we look at, say, drchuck.com, and view source, well, that's kind of small. View page source.
Hold on. Back up. Does the guy have, does he have ads on his screen?
That's small.
No ads. Pardon me. So this isn't where we're going to have to go to get the ads. Gratipay. Is that like 2016 Patreon? I don't know. Yeah, let's go. View page source. All right. And we go look for anchor tags. We got 45 of them, and they all kind of have weird stuff in them, right? So this line will give us back a list of tags. It will give us all the tags in this document. So it goes, the tag goes from there to there. And then what we're going to do is going to write a loop to loop through all the tags. So that's basically hopping, like it's hopping through the document, sort of like this. That's what it's doing. Hop, 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 hop. Sure. And it's pulling out the text of the href attribute. So it's going to pull out this bit right here. Oh, whoops. Oh, darn. That was so cool, because that's a flaw. Look at that. This is my own page. There is no closing quote here. But it's going to work because HTML-Soup is like, oh, I know what to do about that. I can deal with that. So let's check to see if that one works. No, it
that's
doesn't.
Like a mistake. But that's one of the things we like about BeautifulSoup. So we're going to read through, and then we're going to pull out all the hrefs. So this is probably thousands of lines of code that you really don't want to run. So Python 3 URL
we just literally just saw
.py. And so let's start with a simple one, http://
Hold on. What are you doing? Hold on. First and foremost. Okay, so this guy's looking for all the A tags. Okay, so that's what's going on here. And we can do that too. But this part under here, in fact, like, okay. Let me back up. Okay, so this thing makes it feel like we're going to be web scraping, but we're not actually straight up doing real web scraping. This is like more like page scraping, I would say. But they're just saying web scraping because they know that there's going to be, it's like a keyword on Google, and they know it's going to get a lot more views. But this is just page scraping. This isn't web scraping by any stretch. By any stretch of the imagination is this web scraping. This is like the very tip of the scraper. Not even that. Anyway, so let's come back over here and let's write this stuff down. So let's embiggen this. Let's come over here and let's do this. And let's type this. All right. So let's get rid of our print call because we know what the HTML is going to look like. And let's say here on 21, let's do the little comment. Why not retrieve all of the anchor tags? Okay. And then we're going to say tags equals soup. And then we're going to put A like that. Okay. Pardon me. So we're going to come down here. We're going to say for tag in tags, for tag in tags, we'll say print tag.get href. Let's put that in quotes, href. And then we'll say comma none, comma capital none. All right. So before we do that, I want to slap this into ChatGPT. Okay, so we know what's going to happen basically because we watched it happen. Sort of. No, we didn't watch it happen. Anyway, let's watch it happen, and then let's go ask ChatGPT how to make this actually scrape the entire website. How about that? Instead of playing around with one page at a time. How about that? I think that's a good idea. Dial 7. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Let's do this, and let's watch the video. Hold on. This is probably
thousands of lines of code that you really don't want to run. So Python 3 URL links.py. And so let's start with a simple one, http://www.drchuck.com. And it reads it. Oh, that's actually the card one because we got a whole bunch. Let's see if the Sugi one worked. It found that one.
Nope.
It's right after sakaiproject.org. Where is that? Is there another Sugi?
Yes.
Oh, no, it didn't find that one. That's kind of funky. Look, it found it wrong. But that.
Yeah, well, that's because you wrote it wrong. But yeah, anyway, like as you can see right here, there's not a closing what's this thing called? There's not a closing quote here. It's taking this quote and saying it's this closing quote's quote. And then this one doesn't matter because once this angle bracket hits, this thing right here is just lost in eternity, a single double quote. Until it gets fixed, of course. But yeah, that's what's going on here. This one here and this one here match up. This one has nothing to do with anything. And so whatever. All right, so let's come back over to, let's actually go forward. 1, 2, 2's good. Let's go. Yeah, 2's good.
That's okay. So you see it found all these and did a lot of nice stuff for us.
So if let's go run it ourselves actually. Wow, we're sitting here. Let's say Control S over here on the text editor. Let's run it. Right there. Let's go Control V. All right, we still got that up. www.codemanas.org. Enter. And we've got one because my site. Let's go there. Let's go over the codemanas.org. Boom. My site. Let's go over to the developer tools with F12, I should say. And when we come over to applications, go down here into storage and cookies, you can see we've got accepted and spun done. So let's get rid of the spun and accepted. And let's close this off. And let's give it a refresh. And we can see my logo spins. And we've got this right here, blah, 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 accept. But there's also this thing, which is a link you can see down in the lower left-hand corner over there. You can see it says CodeManas privacy policy. Click it, boom. So that's where the anchor tag is coming from on this. That's where this anchor tag is. Boom, just like that. So yeah, we've got that going on. And so let's go with some more of the show.
If we do it, Python 3 URL links .py and do the easy one, http://www dr-chuck.com page 1.htm. We will only see one. And there we go. Now, the SSL is if you are looking at a page that has SSL, Python URL links to. So I'll go to like https://www.si.umich.edu, and that will get a bunch of links. And so you'll see, if it wasn't for that, so all kinds of stuff coming back, and if it wasn't for this bit right here and this bit right here, this HTTPS wouldn't have worked. And it's not that that website had a bad...
You know what? You know what? It's cool that in 2016 you could just skip over huge things and it didn't really matter. But in 2024, not the case. You know what we're going to do right now? We're going to do this without this. Because why? Because we can. Watch. And because we need to know what happens when we don't have it. All right, so let's save it. Control S. Let's go run it. Here we go. www.codemanas.org. Enter. It still does the same thing. So we don't even need it. We don't even need it. We didn't even need it in the first place. Something in... Okay. Okay. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Because look, I have... There's an S in this. Let me copy this and let's paste it. Let's give it a little slap-a-do right here. You see there's an S right there. It is secured. I paid my money to get the security of on my website, the security certificate. Okay, so I got the S. So we don't even need this crap anymore. This video is pointless. We don't even need this stuff. We didn't even need to... Well, I mean, it's not pointless. Obviously, we learned this part, which is good. But that SSL thing, we don't even need this crap. We don't even need this stuff. Not anymore. Okay, let's go. You know what? Let's stop playing around. Let's go ask the expert. Ask the expert. Boom. Accept it. Yes. Come over here. Boom. Okay. Where's this? Okay, let's say to ChatGPT, what are we going to tell it? This code and this code. All right, so let's go make it the other one. Let's get rid of this. This code and this code both run the same on my HTTPS site. What's up with that? Did they change something between 2016 and now? Yes! Okay. So, we don't need that crap anymore. Yes, what we're observing is that both versions of the code are working the same way on our HTTPS site. This behavior can be attributed, to how SSL certificates and certificate verification have evolved over time, particularly how Python's urllib handles SSL by default. So the key points: SSL certificate handling in earlier versions of Python and certain environments we might have needed to manually handle SSL certificate verification, especially when accessing HTTPS websites. This is what the following part of the first code does. This part right here that we discussed earlier. It disables hostname and certificate verification, which can be useful in cases where the certificate is self-signed or untrusted. However, recent versions of Python, especially Python 3.4 and later, have improved the default handling of SSL. We're on like 12 or 14 right now, so yeah, 3.12 or whatever. So have improved the default handling of SSL certificates, making it more secure by default. Most sites now have valid SSL certificates signed by trusted certificate authorities, CAs, and Python can verify them without needing to be explicitly disabled, certificate checks. Okay. Why both work now? The second block of code does not manually bypass SSL certificate verifications. This is because modern Python versions handle, we got that. Since the HTTPS likely has a valid Python, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Summary, is it because it's likely, or can you just, does it not matter? I don't know. So summary, between 2016 and now, Python has made improvements to its SSL handling, and the majority of HTTPS websites use valid certificates. As a result, the second piece of code, which doesn't modify SSL settings, works just as well as the first one. In modern Python versions, we rarely need to manually bypass SSL certificate checks unless we're dealing with untrusted or self-signed certificates. Turns out. So, we don't even need that. Pardon me. I'm glad we figured it out, though. What is this? Bryn Fraser and Peter Dinklage. What are they putting out these days? This is 2 days ago. Is this a whole? Oh, it's a trailer. Anyway, whatever. Let's go.
Add URL. It has a certificate that's not in Python's official list, and so the URL is okay. So that gives you a quick summary of using the BeautifulSoup library in Python along with the urllib.
It was only quick in your world. It was 49 minutes, 47 seconds, 48 seconds, 49, 50 seconds in my world. All right, so we got that done. All right, so there we go. So we learned something. We learned some extra stuff. Oh, I want to watch this so bad, but I need to make a second video to do that. All right, so anyway, that's the end of this video. Let's go, and actually, I think it's the end of the section too. Yeah, we're done. All right, so let's do the question. What Python library is used for parsing HTML documents and extracting data from HTML documents? We know this. BeautifulSoups. There we go. Check the answer. Looks good. And submit it. All right. So now we're on to using web services. And we'll see you next time.